Chief William Wright with the Danville Police Department. This is Dr. Tracy Schaefer with the Danville School Corporation. Morning. As many of you are aware, the Danville School Corporations are closed today due to some threats received through social media. I can tell you that 2 students were arrested early this morning at the residence, one a freshman and one a senior. There's also a 3rd threat that was received early this morning that is tied to the Plainfield School Corporation threat. That was the determination to go ahead and close the schools for this morning. We're still in the early stages of the investigation, and it's very much a fact-finding. There has not been any actual threat or harm come to any students that we've been able to determine. I'm going to go ahead and let Dr. Schaefer give you a few comments, and then we'll open it up for questions.
Good morning. As Chief Wright indicated, we are just working through the situation. We were following up yesterday on some information coming from our students with the situation that was related to our 2 students that were taken into custody last evening. That occurred very late in the evening. The threats that have been received through social media today we believe to be from a much different source, and we're trying to ascertain the credibility of those threats today, and that led to our decision to hold off on having school today and giving time for law enforcement to do their work and research and make sure that our students are safe and we're operating school in their best interest. Thank you.
Can you talk about the connection between Danville and Plainfield, or is there one?
All that we know at this point is we believe that it's a possibility the person who is making the threats at Plainfield may also be the same person making the threats related to Danville. That's as much as we're aware of right now.
Is that person connected to the kids arrested last night? Any idea?
I don't know, not that I know of, but I honestly do not know the answer to that at this point.
Can you explain a little bit about the threats received last night in connection with those arrests as well? We had heard, at first it said rumors about a student bringing a gun to the school. Is that what they were?
There were rumors circulating yesterday that our school administration and our SRO were following up on throughout the afternoon. By early evening, they had run all the leads on that and did not find anything of a credible nature. Later in the evening, some new information began to surface, which was enough to allow our SRO and law enforcement to take those students into custody to gain some more information as well.
And was that based on social media as well, or just what you're hearing from other students?
That was primarily based on what we're hearing from other students here. And again, we don't know that these 2 events are related at all. As far as we're concerned, from the school standpoint, we believe the situation that arose earlier yesterday has been resolved.
And were those 2 kids posting things on social media, can you say?
I don't know at this point. I know there was some postings that occurred last night. How much of those are related to those students being taken into custody, I'm not totally aware of yet this morning.
Chief, can we talk about punishment? What type of punishment or even critical or criminal charges might these people face?
Well, the fact that they're juveniles puts them in a different class in itself. The juveniles are facing charges of intimidation and numerous other charges. We're talking with the prosecutor's office in regards to that. In regards to the question that was asked, no, these incidents with the 2 juveniles are not related to the one in Plainfield, and the incident in Plainfield is connected to this latest threat that Danville received. The post that was received stated that Plainfield had closed their schools, so this person was going to go to the Danville school to take out his revenge or whatever he's posting about. So after conversation with Plainfield Police and the information they had, we decided that it would be in the best interest to go ahead and have the schools closed.
So this latest person that you all are still searching for, what do you have to say to them now that they've issued these threats? They're responsible for closing 2 school districts now. What words do you have for them? This is serious business.
Absolutely. Just get ready to go to jail. We're just flat out not going to put up with it. You're not going to come into our community and threaten our kids or any of the neighboring communities here. We take this very seriously. Dr. Schaefer and I have been up all night, literally just working on what we're going to do, the reactions, where we go from here, and we're just, as far as the law enforcement side, we're going to come down on them hard. We're not going to stop till we put them in jail.
And I know you can't reveal too much about the investigation,
Correct.
but if parents are asking us, well, what is being done to track down this person?
I can't get into exactly everything that's going on, but I can tell you, yes, it is being investigated, and there are many avenues that we're pursuing.
In this day and age, with so many things happening throughout the country, obviously you've been preparing for exactly this type of thing.
Yes, yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about what goes into it?
Well, in this situation, the school resource officer here notified me. We began an immediate investigation. We got the social media. We started going backwards with who said what, and we're able to come up with our suspects. And these suspects actually are not related. They don't know each other. The first one was the one making the threat about getting the weapon. The second one responded that basically you can't stop all of us, and he was going to continue with what the first young man was doing. But we got with the Hendricks County Sheriff's Department. We brought extra patrols in. We have officers trained for this, and we have a very good response to this. I don't want to get into too much about what our strategies would be, should there be an active shooter situation or something like that. But absolutely, with what's going around the country, we're taking this very seriously. We're not going to stop till we get it resolved.
Well, Superintendent, this is the end of the semester, last day, right, before going into Christmas break. I think other people are wondering, too, is this real, or are these kids trying to get out of finals?
Well, we don't know the answer to that yet. And as far as this latest threat this morning, we don't know that is all stemming from any of our students. And so out of an abundance of caution this morning, we are delaying school. Obviously, finals and completing the semester are important to our students and our families, but their safety is of our utmost importance. So we're going to make sure they're safe first, and we'll deal with finals and that later. And my team will be planning forward for those as we return to school.
And that won't happen until, January the 4th?
That is our plan currently, yes.
There was one student named specifically in some of these threats pictures posted. Do we know, is that a real student, and have steps been taken to protect that student?
I'm not sure exactly which student. There were several students, and I'm not going to ask you for the name, but for the individuals involved, yes, we're going to be counseling with them. The school has staff available for that, and then we're going to talk to them and get with the prosecutor's office, and we'll be directing them and ensuring that their safety. I mean, that's what we're here for.
Were specific students named from Danville or Plainfield?
I'm sorry?
Were specific students named from Danville or Plainfield?
Danville.
More than one or just one?
Well, there were several names mentioned, and in a lot of different contexts. This thing just literally mushroomed. I mean, you also have to recognize this is a new age for us. Fortunately, social media wasn't around when I was a kid, but it is now, and this thing just goes literally nationwide, worldwide, and it just blew up. So you had anybody that made posts, other people were commenting to and throwing names in there, and people thought, well, it could be this person, that person. So we had quite a bit of backtracking to figure out to get it back to the source.
There are a lot of parents watching this live right now.
Yes.
Many on their phones, and their kids have phones. What can you say to them to tell their kids when they see something like this?
Oh, absolutely. Report it right away. That's what we need. We need the parents to be parents. Go through your children's phone. Like I said, we were told that there was a delay in this getting reported. So be nosy. Be an invasive parent. I mean, that's what it's about. You're their friend second. You're their parent first.
How
So,
important is it for parents to tell their kids anything you say on social media will absolutely be taken seriously?
Oh, anything on social media will be taken very seriously, especially threats. And you can't believe everything you see on the internet, but we can't afford not to take something like this seriously. And we're going to put all of our weight behind it and move forward. We're going to go after them.
Superintendent, how many students are affected in the Danville community? corporation?
As far as corporation-wide, we have about 2,500 students, with about 800 of those here at Danville Community High School. And I would reiterate, these types of things from a school discipline standpoint are extremely important to us, and we will come down very harshly on individuals involved with this that are creating any types of threats or harassment towards any of our students. We will punish up to and including expulsion from school, and we'll also be very willing to press charges and push forward with any information that's coming forward from law enforcement and from our school administrators, and use that to our best ability to discipline on this matter.
Have you brought in any internet forensic teams to help you with this?
This is extremely early into the investigation, and I really can't comment on the specifics. So I don't want to tell you something that we have done or haven't done. So I apologize.